Everybody, welcome back to Plum Bush Farm. Well, it's that time of year when we get to hear the sweet music that the bucks make when they are talking to the does that are in heat. So we got a doe back here named Bellamy, and she is in heat. It's pretty obvious when your does are in heat, but in case you had any questions about what that looks like, I'm going to show you. Well, when your doe's in heat, she's going to first of all get close to the bucks if she can. As you see, we've got two does here that are in heat, and you see that tail action that they've got going on. That's called flagging, and both of these does are flagging their tails to indicate to the bucks that they are ready to be bred. Bellamy here, the black doe, she is positioning herself for the buck. Now the buck's on the wrong side of the fence, of course, so as of now we have to do something to actually get her bred. But it's very clear, very obvious that she is in strong heat right now and ready to be bred. There's two reasons why we do not run the bucks with the does. Number one, of course, is you have to know which buck is the sire of the kids. For registration purposes, of course, that's obvious. The other reason is that Nigerian dwarf goats do come into cycle pretty well year-round, and we want to control when we have kids. So if we were to run the buck with them full-time, we could just be having kids at any time of the year. And we really like to shoot for kiddings in late February, March, April. That is kind of the ideal time for us to have kids. As you can see, we got a whole bunch of does here. Only a couple of them are in heat right now, but when you get 4 or 5 of these does in heat, it gets to be quite the party around here. I'm going to record with one hand, and I'm going to try to grab Bellamy and get her in with the buck with the other hand. So let's see if we can do that. Oh, there we go. I got her. All right. Now, let's see. If I had another hand would be really helpful, or a tail even. Okay, so now I partly succeeded in getting this doe over to the buck, but I still have to get her in the pen through this gate behind me. I do not want to let anybody else in, so I might have to set the camera down to do this. Okay, we have success here. Got the two together, and we'll just watch and see what happens for a little bit here. Lynx is not our most efficient breeding buck. He takes his time. Some of the other bucks we have would have already got this process done by now. But at some point, we're expecting him to mount her, and when he breeds her, she will hunch up her back. And that's how we will know that she's for sure been bred. These other does here in the alley are kind of distracting, so I might need to get them out of the way so that Lynx can focus on doing the one job he has to do right now. As I say, Lynx takes his good old time about this. Okay, so he's gonna give it a try here. Okay, see how she's all hunched up? So she has been bred, and we can tell that because of how she's hunched. Now, a lot of times what we'll do is we'll let her in here for maybe 10-15 minutes, and he might cover her another time or two, but she definitely got bred that time. So Bellamy is the black female here, and she is what we would call in standing heat. A lot of times the does will be partly in heat, but they won't just stand like she's doing right now. Some goats are a lot harder to catch in standing heat than others. But Bellamy is definitely standing very well. We tried breeding her yesterday, and she did not want to stand very well, but today she is just being super cooperative. Now, if you think your doe might be in heat and you put her in with the buck and she wants absolutely nothing to do with him, well, you might just need to wait another 12 hours or 24. Well, it's the next morning, and as you can see behind me in the corner where the bucks live, I don't have any does right now who are standing right up there by them. You see that one behind me flagging just a little bit. I'm not totally sure if that means she's coming into heat or not. But the doe that we bred last night, Bellamy, she's the black doe with the white face back over there by that tree, I think. No, she's over by the water. But in any case, she's not hanging out with the bucks this morning, so we caught her when she was in heat. We got her bred, and now this morning, it looks like that's over and done with, so you do have to pay attention and you have to be on top of it. In any case, I think that wraps us up. Thanks for coming along.